Hello students. So today I'm here with class 9 geography chapter number 1, that is India, size and location. So let's start. So what we see here is that first India, size and location. So first the location is given. So India lies in the northern hemisphere. We all know that the earth is divided into two halves. So this one is the northern hemisphere, this one is the southern hemisphere, and this one is the equator. Now it's in northern hemisphere. Now where in northern hemisphere? It is somewhere, if not the exact location, but it is somewhere here. Somewhere here, okay? We'll come to that later. Now see, latitudes and longitudes. I'm sure you have studied about latitudes and longitudes earlier. You are getting it again now. But what are the latitudes and longitudes of India? Now latitude of India is 80 degree 4 north and 37 degree 6 north. Now when I say this, you can refer to this page where you can see India. If you see the north part of India, that is somewhere in the tip of Jammu and Kashmir, and means that's the starting tip, and then there's the ending tip, that is the last point of Tamil Nadu, it is somewhere at Kanyakumari. So these two tips are the latitudes that are shown here. Okay, so say let us take India's shape is somewhat like a rhombus, as you have studied in maths, I'm sure. It's somewhere like this. Yes or no? So latitudes are these lines which are connecting India at the tip, here and here. Okay? And longitudes are the lines which are touching India here. These two. Understood? So these all lines are imaginary lines, okay? Like this many lines are there. These are all lines. These lines. These lines. These lines, okay? These lines. And meridians of longitude, that is longitude, are these lines. Like this, this. This may be connecting here, and this may be connecting here. So like this, these are latitudes, parallels of latitudes, and these are meridians of longitude. Okay, so these points, these 4 points, this one, this one, this one, and this one. These 4 points are the 4 sides of India, are these 4 points. Okay, so 8 degree 4 north is this one, 37 degree 6 north is this one, 68 degree 7 east is this one. Okay, now why east? Because we are in the eastern zone. Like if you divide the earth into eastern and western zone, then this will be the east and this will be the west, isn't it? That's why this one is east, because we are in eastern side. And 97 degree 25 east is this one. So I hope you got an idea about the latitudes and longitudes of India. For further you can see the map. Okay. Then next important thing which tells us the location of India is the Tropic of Cancer, which is at 23 degree 30 north. Now Tropic of Cancer, you have all studied, it's a very important parallel of latitude which cuts India, which runs through the middle of our country. Middle, almost this part. This part. Okay, it cuts through the middle of the country. And the degree at which it is this. This is the degree. Okay. This is the degree. 23 degree 30 north. So this is the degree of the Tropic of Cancer, which cuts India from two halves, as in northern and southern part. So this is about the location. Now come to the size. Area, India's total area is 3.28 million square kilometers, which is roughly 2.4% of the world's total area. Okay, and it's the 7th largest country in the world, and the countries which are bigger than India are this respectively, as in according to the size: Russia, Canada, US, China, Brazil, Australia. Okay, and after them comes India. Okay, then what is our land boundary? Land boundary as in this whole boundary. Okay, this thing. What is our land boundary? Sorry. Okay, so our land boundary is this thing, the upper part, because below we have water. So our land boundary is approx 15,200 kilometers. 15,200 kilometers. And our coastline is what? The area which is lying nearby the sea or the ocean. So in case of India, it is this place. This. The south of India. That's the coastline we have. We have Indian Ocean down. On one side we have Bay of Bengal, on the other side we have Arabian Sea. We all know that. On the eastern side we have Bay of Bengal, on the western side we have Arabian Sea. Coastline, that is this area, the coastline, the sea or the ocean, which has a boundary with the sea or the ocean borderline. It is how much? This 7,516.6 kilometers. Okay, 7,516.6 kilometers, this part. Again, latitudinal and longitudinal extent is almost same, that is 30. Now what is latitudinal and longitudinal extent? Means if you see in this page, from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and from here Gujarat to say Arunachal, the last tips, if you see the latitudes and the longitudes, and if you find the difference, you will find that roughly they are both same, that is 30 degrees, whereas there is a huge difference in kilometers if you mark the kilometers. Okay, so that's what we are talking about, the extent, that is the difference between the two latitudes and longitudes. So both are 30 degree, whereas in kilometer distance it's a bit different. Then next comes Indian Standard Time, or the IST as we call it, Indian Standard Time. We have different local times for different places, but so that there is no confusion, we have a common time that is followed throughout the country, that's called the Indian Standard Time. Okay, and from where it is calculated? It is calculated from the Standard Meridian of India. Now where is the Standard Meridian of India? Standard Meridian of India is a meridian which passes by almost like here, almost from the middle, as in vertically middle of the country. Okay, here. From this line the time is calculated, the local time of this place, one place called Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, this place is taken, and the degree of Standard Meridian is 82 degrees 30 east. Okay, this one, 82 degrees 30 east. One important thing I want to tell you here is that what happens, the places which are nearby the equator, these places, like for example Tamil Nadu, Kerala, these places, no, there is hardly any difference in their timing of day and night. Means in 24 hours it's like almost like 12 hours day, 12 hours night, or like sun time and no sun time. But it is different, or it changes as you go upwards or as you go away from the equator. The more you go away from the equator, this side or this side, any side, means if you go like up in India and if you reach say Jammu and Kashmir, in Jammu and Kashmir you will find that the difference between the days and nights are felt very much. Like daytime is say you can say like 40 daytime can be like say 7 or 8 hours, whereas night time is somewhere like say more than that, as in 12, 13, 14 hours it can be. Okay, so that is what happens due to the latitudinal extent, due to the latitudinal difference it happens. Then the next topic is India and the world. India and the world, as in what? So India's location is central location between East and West Asia. So this is East Asia, this is West Asia, and India is somewhere in between. Okay, central location, and it's a southern country of the Asian continent. Asia is a huge continent, many countries are there. India is in the southern part of Asia. That is one thing to be remembered. And one very important thing is that India's location here, this all area is Indian Ocean. So India is at the head of the Indian Ocean. Means India and the ocean starts. So it is the country which is at the head of the Indian Ocean. So due to this, there are many advantages that we get. What are the advantages that we get? I have pointed out 3 advantages. Please note them down. It is there in your book also. They are important. First is access to trans-Indian Ocean routes connecting Europe. Means there are some routes through the ocean. So whatever vehicles come from here or go there or go that side, we here have a very good location. We get a very good location, advantage of that location, which are connecting to Europe, this side, or maybe China, or here Singapore, Japan, all these countries. Okay. Next is helps in establishing contact with West Asia. West Asia, that is these all West Asian countries, Arabian countries, Africa. Africa is also somewhere here, Africa, and Europe, these big parts of Europe. So from the western coast, and from the eastern coast we can access East Asia and all these Southeast countries. Okay, so means from both the sides, from Bay of Bengal side we can connect to other Asian countries. From the Arabian Sea side you can connect to countries like African countries and European and West Asian countries. Okay, that's a big advantage. And longest coastline on the Indian Ocean. We have the longest coastline. No other country has such a big coastline on Indian Ocean like we have. That's why also the name of the ocean comes with our country. That's Indian Ocean. Okay. Then some other important points under this is land routes of India connecting other countries are older than the water routes. Means what? We have water routes, but our land routes are way older than them. I think you have heard about Silk Route, which connected China to Europe, and it used to pass by some parts of India, in Kashmir and all those places. So a lot of trade used to happen from that area. Okay, so they are older, and through those routes, what happened? Lot of things were exchanged. What were exchanged? Ideas were exchanged. Commodities were exchanged. Okay, what ideas were exchanged? Ideas of Upanishads, of Ramayana, story of Panchatantra, all of that. Then numeral system, okay, decimal system. These all systems came and went. They reached other parts of the world. Okay, then we used to sell commodities, merchandise like spices. Muslim Indian spices very famous. You know, jeera, dhania, haldi. So many others. So those are spices. Muslin is a type of silk, very soft silk. Muslin silk clothes are very costly. Those type of clothes. So India used to export a lot of muslin outside. Those all. Then this all we gave. Now we got also something from other countries. What did we get? We got the influence of Greek sculpture in our buildings and all, in our sculptures and all. You can see influence of Greek sculpture. Architectural styles. Architectural styles and while buildings and all, you will see mosques made, and then some buildings, you know, the shapes and all, the architectural, the way the buildings are made, they make you think that they are not totally Indian. They belong to some other country's style of building. Sometimes you may find it similar to some European country. Sometimes you may find it similar to some maybe Arabian country or Middle East country. So these all we have got from them. Okay, and many other things also. Everything is not mentioned. Minarets came from West Asia, Arabian countries. Minarets are those minar, as in like Qutub Minar, like a what do you call tower, like Taj Mahal is there. Then on the four sides, four minarets. Those are called minarets, tower type. Those styles of building, of architecture, actually doesn't belong to India. They have come from West Asian countries, mostly Arabian countries and all. Okay, so these things we have got from outside. Then the last part of the chapter, that is the Indian neighbors. Our neighbors, it's very important for any country to have good neighbors and then, you know, be in good relation with them. Though our condition is not very good, frankly speaking, means we don't have much good relations with our neighbors. Not all of them, with some we have cordial relation, but our country has land boundaries with these all countries, that is Pakistan and Afghanistan on the northwestern side, China, that is the Tibet part of China, Nepal and Bhutan almost on the northern and northeastern side, and Myanmar and Bangladesh to extreme east side. Okay, so these are the countries on upper side. And water boundary with countries, with some countries we also share water boundary. Which countries are those? Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka is just below us in the Indian Ocean, and Maldives is towards Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep, that are island that we have on Arabian Sea. Just side of that we have Maldives. So these two countries are our neighbors with whom we share water boundaries. And the number of states and union territories that we have. So you all know that it has changed in the recent times. So now we have 28 states after the Jammu and Kashmir. The state of Jammu and Kashmir was segregated into two union territories, and we have 8 union territories, not 9. Okay, we have 8 union territories. One change has been made. Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu are made into one union territory. Okay, so that is it, and please refer to the exercise and maps. Thank you.